Now what you learn in the university is the knowledge of the tree. Knowledge that you can perceive and understand through your mental activity. But what I am going to tell you about today is the knowledge of the roots of the tree, from where the whole knowledge comes in. Now, to believe in me or to understand me, it is not necessary for you to have any sort of a faith in me or a surrendering position, but you must also know that if I have to tell you something new, you must keep your mind open to understand what I have to tell you. When we study, say, economics, take a subject which is very common these days and it is even regarded as a higher science than philosophy. What do we learn? The essence of economics is very simple. That wants, in particular, are satiable, but in general, wants are not satiable. This is the essence of Sahaja. Like, whatever you want to have, you can have today, and tomorrow you will run after another thing. That's why we have economics, because this is the tendency of human mind. But why it is so? Why is it? We really strive, supposing you are doing your graduation, you will strive your heart to be a graduate, but you won't be satisfied. You'd like to do higher studies, or you may like to take up a job, and even if you get a job, you will not be satisfied. Then you want to build a house, then you want to have a car, then you want to have, students want to have a nice bike, all right. When they have it, they want to have something else. You say, a helicopter maybe, I don't know what, but it goes on increasing. You're never happy with what you have, fully satisfied. Now the reason for that, you can find it in Sahaja. Because the roots are deeper down, which we do not know. It's all right to build up the whole science of economics on something. But what about the roots that have created this big tree of economics? The roots are that none of these material things are going to give us full satisfaction. This is the root of it. So what is going to give us that satisfaction? We come to the second logical question. What is the need of a human being to feel satisfied? There is something higher, something deeper, something that we have missed. This is definite. Now what is that? We can refer, if you are not so much upset or angry, or we can say biased about the scriptures, any scripture. I'm not saying Bible or say Torah or say Indian scriptures or Buddha sayings or Tao or anything. You will find one common thing they have said. All of them have said one thing common, and that is that you are to be born again. You have to know your spirit. You have to become the spirit. Because that lacking in us, in our awareness, because we are not yet the spirit, whatever we know without it is only the mental projection, which is limited as our mind is limited. So to know the unlimited, or to know the roots, you have to become the spirit. This is the first condition they have given. Now if you just don't deny them, we should look into it that we have to become the spirit. Now what is that? What is that within us which is the spirit? If there is something like spirit within us, we have not yet felt it. We have never felt the spirit within us. And what is that spirit? And what does it do? What are its qualities? We should try to find out. And that's what you can find out when you become the spirit. It's a vicious circle. It's the other way round. Here, nobody will say that you must become a graduate to know about economics. But in the other way around thing, you have to go deep down into the roots. And how do you do that? Supposing I say you pay attention to yourself. A teacher will say, pay attention. So all the students will start looking at him, looking at the blackboard. But I say, pay attention to yourself. Then you will say, Mother, how do you do it? It's an impossible thing. How do we take our attention inside? It's all the time outside moving. How are we to take it inside? That's why you have to get your realization first. You have to become the spirit by which you can take your attention inside to your roots. That's why the first condition in the Sahaja Yoga system is that we have to become the spirit. Before that, whatever I say, you will say, how is it true? You can always challenge. You can always say it may not be true, it may be wrong, it may be false. It's true. Because supposing I have no eyes and you start telling me about the colors, how will I know? So anybody would say that open your eyes first of all. Unless and until you open your eyes, you won't be able to understand what I'm talking about. In the same way, we have to understand that if we have to know about the roots, we have to penetrate within. For that, we have to become subtler than what we are. We are at a level from which we cannot enter inside ourselves. So we have to become something else, and that becoming is only possible if you become the spirit. I hope I am clear on that point. Now, how to become the spirit is the problem. Because whenever a teacher tells you do this, you said how? That's correct. I mean, logically, that's what should be the question. How do we become the spirit? Now, if I say that this is our evolutionary process, we have evolved as human beings, come up to this stage, and if something more has to happen, it has to happen the same way as evolution has taken place, automatically. What did we do to become human beings from monkeys, if we have become from monkeys? I don't think anybody remembers anything they have done to become human beings, or they have put in any effort to be that. We have done nothing. We just become human beings spontaneously, or we can say automatically. But actually this spontaneity relates to a living process. Only living things are spontaneous. Like you want to sprout a seed, you have to just put it in the Mother Earth. Spontaneously, it sprouts. We don't do anything to it. We don't stand on our heads, we don't read any book, we don't say anything to the seed, but it sprouts because it is built in within the seed. The quality to become the tree. In the same way, it is built in within you to become the spirit. As you have become a human being, you have to become the spirit. That's the evolutionary, natural process to which you have to take to. Now, if you get just satisfied with whatever state you are in as a human being, you can live, not impossible. I mean, you can while away your time, you can carry on, but still, you will not be a satisfied person. You will not be a blissful person. You will not be a person who can be called as a person who has become an absolute personality. Still you will be living in the relative world because of this mental activity which is going on, which will confuse you completely all the time. You would not know whether this is good or that is good. Like these days in England we have a big confusion whether to vote Labour or Conservative or this. We don't know which one to vote. So we'll close our eyes, all right, whichever I catch I will vote. We don't know what to do. This stage will go away because we haven't reached that state of absoluteness where we can decide things with absolute authority. This is the thing. This is the right thing. Once we understand the state that lies within us, then what do? We know what is right and what is wrong. And right can be only one thing. There cannot be any difference of opinion as to what is right and what is wrong if you do it with your absolute awareness. But human awareness is not absolute. If it was so, there would have been no problem. There would not have been any necessity to have this MX authorized or have this atom bomb produced there. And all human beings are the only animals that are doing like this. You see, you don't find any dogs creating any atom bombs or anything to kill each other. But this is special human failure to show that we are not at an absolute point where we all agree. So how to achieve that is the second point. Again, I said it is spontaneous, it's a living process, and you don't have to worry about it. It's all built in within yourself. I don't know if they have put any. They haven't put any. Now,